Okay, Payal and Shomojit, from you guys, is there any opinion? Okay, and Shomojit? Okay. Okay, so for most of you, the problem that I found is that you are not able to identify which references can be used, and at the same time, I find you find a bit difficult to understand which references can be used in what places. Okay. So I'll be starting the discussion based on that only. Maybe like those of you are facing issues, you can let me know if there is anything which is unclear, and those of you who don't have any issue with the references, then you can just listen to it. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that we need to focus on is what we are writing. Okay. If I tell you like the definition of referencing is to provide evidences to whatever facts or points that we are raising in the assignment. Okay. And the meaning of fake referencing is that, like, if you are using any references which is not relevant to the content or maybe like not appropriate in that section, then that is called fake referencing. Okay. Like, if I tell you, like, okay, you are doing an assignment which is of China, okay, but you are putting references of Singapore, that will not be something which is right or whatsoever. That will be termed as a fake referencing. ওকে, মানে আমি যদি বলি যে হ্যাঁ আমার ইন্ডাস্ট্রিটা ইজ হোটেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রি বা হসপিটালিটি ইন্ডাস্ট্রি, বাট আই এম গিভিং দ্য রেফারেন্সেস অফ রিটেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রি, it is not right. That will be a fake referencing. Okay. Now, as per the thing, like you need to decide is that like whatever contents you are writing, you have to decide it. Okay. See, for example, if I decode it in easier terms for you, when you are writing theory, with like any theory you are like aligning for the topic, then what you can use books, or you can use like any theory papers, okay, that like reviews the theory. When you are writing facts about any company or maybe like any issue that they are going through, you can take contents from their website or any newspaper or like journal articles that has provided the information on that context. Okay. Say for example, if I am doing an assignment on Unilever and I have to write what the company is facing or how it is performing, obviously I will be looking for any website reference or any newspaper reference. Also there will be journal reference, like if there is any author that has like what you call like explored the issue of the company, or they have mentioned something about the company, that you can use as a reference. But often it is found in assignments, what you guys do is that like you are writing something about the company and giving the in-text citation of a journal article, which is not right. Because if you get that fact from that journal article, only then you can use that reference. If you are not getting any facts, you cannot use that reference. So the main point which remains is that you have to identify your sources. When you are giving theory references, when you are using any theory, go for books or journals which discuss that theory. When you are giving facts or evidences, give the facts from newspaper, from any like market research websites or any company website, which will make things like okay, this is exactly over there. If not exactly, because we cannot copy paste, you can just copy paste, like paraphrase it, and then you can write it. Okay. So that is one trick that you can use for referencing. And next thing I would like to know from you guys is that usually how many pages do you search the references in Google Scholar? Can anyone tell me? Like, up to which page do you go to search for an exact reference for the file? Paromita? Yeah. How many pages do you scroll to get the proper reference for the assignment in Google Scholar? Okay. Medha? Okay. Juhi? Okay. And rest of you, Tanushri? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So, like approximately around 2 to 3 pages, you guys search. Pile, Shomojit, and Soryo, what about your opinion? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, and Soryo? Okay. Okay. And Pile? Okay. So, the basic thing lies is that, like, whenever you are searching references on a topic, you can go at least up to 10 pages to find the relevant references. Okay. Like it is like whenever I know that you may be requiring only 3 to 4 references for that section, but if you are not finding any like proper reference, you can go max up to 10 pages. In 10 pages you will be finding something which is relevant. 2 to 3 pages is okay if you are finding the required number of what you call the references, then it's okay. But if you are not finding any, then you need to go till like more pages, and I think at least 10 pages will be the maximum amount that you need to go for. Okay, that is one point like which you can follow. And what I think is that like you guys have like been working with us for long, right? So with your experience, I think that you guys are able to identify like which references can be used for your writing and which can't be used. So at least try to go to more pages for the references so that you can get an appropriate one. Okay. And also, like, what about the searching process? Like, do you guys search like with a full sentence, or like you search only with the keywords? Okay. But if you are finding the references with sentences, it might be difficult because, like, then it will not show what you are trying to search. Because when you are searching with the string of words, like sentences or something like that, Google will try to find out those sequence of words only. But if you are putting just randomly the keywords only, like what you actually want to find out, then you just need to use that particular word only, not the entire thing. Like maybe if you are searching for advantages of leadership, use the keywords like leadership advantages, not like advantages of leadership. Only the words will do the trick, and you will be able to get more references. Okay, that is one thing that you can follow. And second thing which I like would like to communicate with you or guide you on is like how to search these references. When any one of you is searching references in Google or Google Scholar, try to find out the references which is like specific to the region where you are working on. Like if you are working on Singapore, try to find out the references of Singapore only. If you are trying to work on Australia, try to find out the references which like explores the perspective of Australian companies. In that way you can do one thing in Google. Okay, just tell me like how many of you know how to like activate region settings in Google. Like does any one of you use that? Okay, rest of you, Medha, Juhi, and Tanushri. Okay. So the thing is that whenever we are like using any references in the assignments, we have to give a URL link. right? Every one of you, I hope, does that, right? Okay. But if you are not using the region settings, when you are pasting the like URL link, it will show as http.google.co.in, which is one reason of unauthentic or fake referencing. Because when we are using the system from India, the links or the URL will show automatically the link address of Indian websites only. And I think each one of you knows that for each URL there's a country extension code. Like for India it's IN, for Australia it's .au, for Singapore it's .sg. That thing is there. Okay. So whenever you are using the reference, try to paste that link of that like country only. Okay. And there's an option to activate that. Like I hope all of you guys are working in on your systems at the moment, right? Yeah. So yeah. So just like open a new tab and try to search the settings, like Google settings. Like search anything on Google first. Just put any words, like say for example any like leadership or motivation, any words, like whatever you are working on. Just try to search on that new tab, and only in Google, normal Google. And once you are done, just let me know. Just search like randomly anything you can search on Google. And I'm telling this for everyone. Have you done that? Okay. Yeah. So the thing is that when you are searching in the Google, okay, Medha, Juhi, Payal, and Shomujit. Have you guys searched as well? Okay. Payal? Okay. So on the right hand side, you will find an icon of the settings when you are opening that Google search page. Did you find it? Yeah. So when you click on the, yeah, settings, just click on that one. Okay. When you are searching anything and when you are going to that settings, after that you will find there's a region settings option, or you can search for like see all settings. Okay. Are you able to find that? See all settings? Okay. All of you are able to find it, right? Yeah, you have to click that option. Just search that. Okay. And in the like extreme bottom of the page, you can find there is region settings. Can you see that? Yeah. So whenever you are doing a job of like any particular country, just use this region settings. Okay. Like if some of you is working for like Australian assignment, just click on Australia. If you are working for UK, you can select UK. And after that, like once you have chosen the option, just click on save. Okay. Okay. So I hope like every one of you have found and understood like how to activate the region settings, right? Okay. Is there anyone who is not able to follow or needs me to explain once again? All of you have found, right? Yeah. So this is one precaution that you need to take while you are working on any particular assignment. Say for example, if you are working on two assignments, one from Australia and one from Singapore today, then for each of the assignments when you are searching references, you have to like use this option to activate the region settings. Okay? Okay, and that is a precaution that you can take, because otherwise, as you know, like referencing is a very vital part of whatever we are working with on, right? So if that goes wrong, the entire assignment will go wrong. Okay. Okay. So, two things I told you about the referencing is that, like, when you are searching for the reference, try to scroll through more number of pages. Like, up to 10th page, you can go in Google Scholar to find a relevant references which can be used. Okay. And second thing is that, like, once you are shifting on any assignment of a particular country, you can just use this region settings to, like, get the appropriate reference. Okay. Because now, like, once you have activated this search settings in Google, whichever country you are working on, if you try to search the news articles or maybe the websites, only that country address will be showing. Okay. Okay. So this is an important part, like along with the proofreading of your files, you have to consider this thing as well. Okay. So this is all about the references part. So is there anyone who has any doubt on whatsoever, like I have told so far, or something you would like to ask about? Okay. Paromita. Okay. Okay. Medha. Juhi. Okay, sorry, that's okay. Juhi. Okay. And Tanushri. Okay. So I guess everything is clear about the references part, right? At least I would expect you guys to try working on it from today itself. Like, for whatever assignments you are doing, try to find more number of references. If you are giving more number of references, that not only elevates the quality of your content, but also, like, gives proper information, and you will be avoiding the repetitive writing. Okay. Okay. Now, regarding the content, next thing I would like to discuss on is that, like, do you guys find any difficulty in framing, like, the content or planning things out, like what you need to write on the assignment? Okay. It's from your side, right, Tanushri? Okay. And what about the management topics? You are okay with that, or dissertation files? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, for the dissertation, are you able to frame the literature review themes by yourself, or you have to take the help from your manager? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like the work we do in itself, it's. Hmm. Yeah, that's for a specific genre of jobs. And, like, as you know, we work with different subjects, right? So some will be easy and some will be difficult. But the thing is that we have to have that, like, what you call, like, tactic to make things easier for every assignment. And that's what we are trying to help you with. Okay. So I would like to hear from you guys as well, like others who are there. What about you, Paromita? Do you face any issue in planning the contents? Okay. Medha? Okay. Matlab, you can plan the things out, right? Like what you need to write. Okay. Okay. Juhi? Okay. Okay. Pile? Okay. Shomajit? Hmm. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. So, okay, I will try to like help you with these things as well. Like, what you can follow is that, like, as you know, the way we work, it's like quite fast paced, right? We have to do things in time as well as without compromising on the quality. Okay. So, what you can do is that, like, for every heading, the headings are usually developed as per the requirements of the brief as well as the learning outcomes. Okay. And you have to ensure, like, whatever headings you are using, or like whenever you are paraphrasing the requirements to make a heading, make sure the meaning is not changing in between. Okay. So, what I'm trying to say is that, like, mainly what you are doing, the purpose of the assignment in itself gives you the heading. Okay. See, everything or every assignment, if you try to focus on, there will be three main elements that we need to do, which is the introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. For any assignment like law, health, management, dissertation, or like any other files that you can think of, always these three things are there: introduction, main body, and the conclusion part. So now, when you try to develop the headings of the main body, you have to be very specific and particular about the knowledge that you are trying to convey. Like, say, for example, if I tell you, like, if you are writing a certain file, there will be three main elements in the main body part of it. What will be it? First, you have to identify the issue or the problem. Okay, like whatever you are trying to discuss. Second thing, there will be evaluation. Like, you have to analyze or evaluate that part. Like, whatever points you are trying to make, you have to evaluate that. And the third thing is that you have to give your own interpretation. Okay, to make things easier, what you can follow is that you can follow a very popular technique, it is in content writing. You can follow peel technique. Okay, what is, like, the acronym is PEEL. Okay, the peel technique. What is peel basically? Whenever you are writing any heading, or say for example any paragraph, as per the general rule that we follow, you guys know that in every 100 to 150 words we have to break the paragraphs. Okay, so first thing will be, first element of p is peel is p. Okay, which is the point. Okay, like whatever points you are trying to give in that part of the assignment, that is your main element or main focus. The paragraph should begin with that line first. Like, if I'm trying to say, okay, some sort of benefits can help the, or say for example, communication skill is very important for a leader. Okay, this is a simple line and this is the point that you are trying to make. So first line of that paragraph will make the main heading only. Like, whatever point you are trying to prove or trying to say, that is the heading. Now, what is the next part? The next part, what you have to do is give evidence in the form of any, like, uh, case study example or any prominent example from any company or newspaper, or maybe some reference. You have to give that evidence in the second part. That is the second element of peel, which is the E. Okay. First one is plan or point. Second one is the evidence. Third one is evaluation. Okay, you have raised a point, you have given the example to prove that point. Now, the third part is your own interpretation, like what you feel about that part. Like, is it something that you are okay with? Like, are you agreeing with the theory? What is the reason for that? If you are disagreeing, what is the reason for your disagreement? That is the third part, which is the evaluation. For every point that we are giving, we have to give some evidence in the form of a reference or like examples, as I told you about. The third thing will be the evaluation. Like, you have to evaluate. Okay. And the fourth thing that you have to consider is the linking. Like, you have to link it back to where you started or the point that you tried to prove. Okay, so that's one technique. And as I told you regarding the headings for literature review or any assignment that you are doing, I think the most basic thing we can keep in mind while developing the headings is that we have to touch the concept. We have to show like where it is good and where it is bad, and what is the resultant result out of it. Like if it is good, what is the result? If it is bad, then again what result it is giving to the company, or like any kind of topic that you're working on. So mainly the headings that I told you, you have to frame it from the job brief only. Like usually the assignment briefs that we get, it does not leave us much of a chance to think otherwise. We have to stick to the requirements of the brief. We have to stick to the contents. So try to understand like what things you are asked to cover in the assignment and frame the headings accordingly. And when you are framing the headings, it takes you back to the point that you are trying to prove. When you are getting the point to prove, you have to give the examples or the evidence. When you are giving the evidence, you are coming to the third step, which is the evaluation part. Like what, okay, I know you are trying to say this, you have given me examples, now what? Like is it good, is it bad, or is there anything that we need to work on or prioritize? That thing is the evaluation part. And the fourth part is linking back to the topic, which is like you are considering or you are concluding on the point that you made, like reminding sort of like, okay, after all these things, it can be said, ki, okay, this is important for leadership. Are you getting my point? Okay, is it clear to you like how we can approach with the assignment? Like if you stick to the requirements of the brief, and at the same time if you are able to plan things based on the learning outcomes or the keywords that is asked to explain, there will not be much of a problem. Okay, and also you can avoid the repetitive writing or what you call the descriptive or filler content, because as I told you, in a paragraph max to max we have 3 to 4 lines, or and in cases 5 lines. So out of 5 lines, for first line you are giving the point, second line you are giving the example, third line and fourth line you are doing the evaluation, and the last line you are just linking back to the topic again. Then when you are starting for the next paragraph, again the process remains same, like focus on a different point, then do the same thing. In that way if you are doing, I think that will be much more interesting to read, or like much more interesting to understand like what point you are trying to make. Okay, so is there anything that you would like a clarity on? Is there someone who could not follow what I tried to say? Paramita, any issue? What I tried to make you understand, did you got get it? Okay, is there anything that you would like to ask or like clarify from your side? Hello, are you having any doubt on the part that I said? Okay, Juhi. Okay, Tanushri, like are you able to follow what I tried to make you understand, like how you can address the topic or how you can plan the topics? Okay, Pile. Okay, Shomoji. Sorry, oh, did you follow what I tried to tell you? Okay, yeah. So you can follow these things. I think that will be much helpful for each one of you. Okay. And now, like, is there any other aspect of the assignments that anyone would like to ask questions about? Is there any other doubt that you guys have to ask me? Sorry, you can ask me. Okay. So, okay. Rest of you, anyone has anything to ask or clarify? Okay. Okay. And Juhi? Okay. And now that I have told you like what you can do for the assignments regarding the reference part and the planning part, that is the structure part of it, Like if you are not like, often it happens like when you are working on the multiple assignments, maybe like at some point of time you might think like a block is happening, okay, like you are not able to get the points that you need to write. In that case you can try help from taking help from the Google itself, like okay, if this is the point, then what are the points we can cover. Okay, as I told you, the main thing or the easiest way to approach any topic is to try finding its advantages and disadvantages. That's the easiest way, like characteristics, advantages, and disadvantages. That thing can help you in framing the headings for the assignment, like even for literature review. When you are doing any literature review, you have a topic in mind, you have few elements that you are trying to connect. So you can just try finding okay, what are these things basically, like how is it important. After that you can try to find out कि, okay, if I'm connecting this with this, what is the advantage, what is the challenge that might occur if I'm clubbing these two things, or maybe like what is the problem that can happen if I'm not combining these two things. In that way you can approach the points. I think obviously you will be getting the points by itself. Or even then, like if you are facing any issues, like one tactic that you can use is to, since all of you mentioned like for literature review you have to use more number of references, what you can do is that you can try to scroll through the topics in Google Scholar, and you can try to get like which points those articles are showing in the maximum amount, or maximum headings are covering. In that way also you can take some idea to frame your topics. Like say for example, if I'm trying to find articles on like how uh, motivation affects the performance of a leader, employee motivation, how it affects the performance of a leader. Say for example, when I'm using these keywords in Google Scholar, I'm able to find okay, leadership significance, like employee motivation significance, those kind of things are popping up. So if that is also coming, I can try to find related articles like those, and I can try to reframe the headings accordingly. Okay. So these are the basic things that you can use to like improve your writing, as well as be like sorted and organized with each of the assignments. Okay. Now, before wrapping up the training, there is some points which I think is necessary to convey. Like until now, whatever we discussed is about what we can do in the assignment to improve it. Now, next thing what is happening is that like what we cannot do it, or what cannot be done in any of the assignments, be it research, be it assignment, or be it report, or any sort of works that you are doing. Okay, the basic things regarding like plagiarism or fake referencing, as I told you, those things cannot be done, and I think those things are conveyed from the first day of like work here. Okay, but apart from that, there is one important factor that needs to be focused is whatever you are writing, it should be worthy to be written. It is not something which is like useless things you are writing. Like what I mean to say is that if you are thinking or if you are writing a certain point, which if deleted from that paragraph or file, it will not make much of a difference. It's better not to write it. Whenever you are writing any paragraph, you have to ensure each point is important and relevant to the topic. If it is not, better not to write that. Because if you are doing that, maybe words are increasing, but there is high chance the file will be caught for like tautology for the repeated sentences, or it can get like caught for descriptive writing, or it can like come back for repeated revisions due to using of fillers. As I told you, like the earlier discussion that we had, I think this can give you enough points to discuss in the assignment. Okay, like say for example, if like someone is writing like the background section of the study focuses on the aims and objectives, that does not make any sense, because that is what the background is for. That is the main purpose of aims and objectives. That is the like whatever has to be written is to be written in that section only. So you cannot use repetitive writing or like fillers. Okay. So whatever you are writing in the assignment, make sure like when you are putting the effort, make something informative or put some lots and lots of like information in the file which can give new knowledge to the readers. Repetitive writing is a strict no for the like assignments. And at the same time, if you are writing anything which does not make any sense or does not carry any value to the assignment, better not to write that. Okay. Okay. At this point, I would like to know, like, how many of you like ensure to proofread the file, like manually read it before sending to your managers? You read it by yourself, right, Tanushri? Okay. What about the rest, Juhi? Okay. Sorry. Like, do you read the file by yourself before sending to your manager? Okay. Okay. Shomoji? Hmm. Okay. What about the rest, Medha? Okay. Pile? Yeah, that is also a good approach. That will not be an issue. But whatever, like what I am trying to say is that, like, whenever you are writing something, do you guys ensure to reread it to find, like, if anything has been left out or any problem lies over there, or if something is not making any sense to rectify that? Like, do you take the initiative by your own, or is it like only after the managers point out you do the corrections? Okay. What about you, Paramita? Do you? Okay. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. But one thing I think what you should be doing is that, like, at least before submitting to your manager, each one of you should be manually reading the files. Because if you can ensure the correction in the final file, I think most of the pressure of rework and repeated revisions can be avoided. Like whether you do it while writing or whether you do it before final sending. Okay. But you have to ensure that one, because that also can take like much like efforts for the revision can be avoided as per that. Okay. So make it a habit to do that one. And as I told you regarding, because issues are coming, obviously, as I told you, like there is issues with repetitive writing, there is issues with like use of fillers, like sentences which does not make any sense. Those things are reflected in the files. So like it would be a humble request, like ensure to reread everything before you finally send to your manager. Because obviously if revisions are placed, you know, like your guys are the ones that will be having to rewrite it. Fillers and descriptive writing, that is a strict no. And if it is found, like maybe by your manager or maybe by the moderators or maybe by the client, it will leave no room to justify कि, okay, I did not write this or it's done by mistake. You have to make sure that you are writing whatever which is relevant to the content of the assignment, to the requirement of the assignment, and it is not like comprising of repetitive writing. Okay. Okay. আচ্ছা এবার শেষ করবো, কি বলবো?
ওয়ার্ড কাউন্ট এক্সিড করে যাওয়াটা বলো, ডিস্ট্রিবিউটেড ওয়ার্ড কাউন্টটা এক্সিড করে দেয় অনেকজন, আবার তারপরে বলে বাকি ওয়ার্ড লাগবে।
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And one thing, before like wrapping up the session, so what about the word planning of it? Like, does it happen with someone like they write in excess than the allocated words, or like excess of what was required for that point? Does it happen with anyone? Okay, okay, okay. But in that case, like, what do you guys do? Like, do you leave it as it is, or you try to like cut down like as per the requirement? Hmm. What? Okay. Others? Okay. Paromita? Okay. Pyre? But obviously, if you are not trimming it down, you know, right? There's a maximum amount to the like assignment, or the maximum limit of words to the assignment. So if you are not trimming it down, then what about the exceeding word limit then? Because again, then it will like create problem, and the file will not be getting like maybe the pass marks or something like that. Hmm. 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 Okay, but even then, like, see, the tutors itself, they give the word count to the assignment, right? So even if you are doing that, try not to like exceed the 10% limit. And as I told you, like, make it factual, but not like descriptive or something. Okay, if you guys are putting relevant facts, see, one sentence I can go speaking about like 10 lines repeating the same information, or I can combine one or two informations in the single line, but then also it will make sense. Like, it's not that it cannot be covered. So accordingly, it would be a suggestion that you try to stick to the word count, because if you are not keeping like track of your word count, like, it will be only affecting you only. Because say for example, some part was for 500 words, and you just wrote like around 800 words in that section, but then again you will have to like rewrite that, like the other sections as well. Like, you have to have that words for those sections as well. So whenever you are distributing that proportionately while making the structure, I think like each one of you does that with what you call like the basic understanding of the requirements. So if you guys are doing that planning in the like first half of the day, just try to stick to that as much as possible. And even if you are exceeding, or like if you think like more elaboration would have helped, try to stick within the 10% word limit, not more than that. Because that's not something that the university itself allows. Like, I know like there is much to write about this particular topic, but if that would have been required, the university would have given that much word count. Like, if something or some points need like around 6,000 words, it makes no sense that the university people 3,000 like allocate 3,000 words for it. So you have to bear that in mind, like how much, like which information is absolutely not deletable, like that is required in the assignment, and which one may or may not be required like by the professor. So try to prioritize those sections where you have to write that fact, or like important element of the assignment. And as I told you, like again and again, like whatever points you are writing, if it can be like done without in the assignment, like if it can be deleted by someone, then it's better not to write that one. Like, if you are to choose between very important and less important, I think obviously the very important point will get the first priority. followed by the important, and the least priority will be not important parts. So you have to decide otherwise, like which parts you are required to keep and which part you might do without in the assignment. So if you follow this thing, I think it will reduce much of your efforts as well. Okay, like as I told you again and again, like we started with the same thing and we will be ending on the same thing, is that like you have to be sorted or you have to be organized about the assignment, like what you are trying to do with it. If you are clear about that thing, rest will be automatically like done without any hassle or any problem. Okay, Pyle, are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say? Okay, so try to follow these suggestions while you are doing the assignments. And obviously, I will be looking forward to getting positive outcomes of today's session from you people. But if you have any difficulty or any problems that you would like to discuss about, you can let me know accordingly. Okay, so if there is any doubt or anything that you guys are facing problem with, you can ask. So I can clarify that, and after that we can end the session and you people can go back to work. Is there any doubt from you people, Paromita? Okay, okay, okay. No worries then. You can like proceed with your today's allocation and keep these suggestions in mind and try to find out a technique that helps you perform things better. Like try to trim down your efforts of the day so that you can avoid revisions as well. Try to find a pattern, like what the assignments require you to do, because with your experience and connection with the organization, you know what kind of assignments are done. Like if you are doing the same thing every day, try to find out how your efforts can be shortened, how quickly you can get things done, not like racking your brains over and over again on a simple matter. Okay, so try to find that things, like yeah, I will be there to guide you with the techniques and technicalities that can help you in future. But if anyone can try to find out the solution, that's the first point will be yourself only. After that, if you require any assistance or anything that you are facing difficulty or anything like where getting few tips and tricks might help you, you can let us know accordingly. Okay? Okay. So like I will end this training session today. I hope no one has anything to ask further. Okay. Okay. No worries then. Have a good day. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.